Okay, so here we are. I recorded some Batman Arkham Asylum gameplay earlier in the evening, and unfortunately I made a bit of a boo-boo, if you will, because at the halfway mark I basically, I had to take a little bit of a break, so I stepped at the computer, put up my, be back in 5 minutes card, and then when I came back I just started the gameplay and I forgot to take the gameplay, the break card down. So basically the last half of my live stream is my voice over a break card. So I decided, nah, that's not going to work. So I'm re-recording the entire thing. So let's begin, shall we? Start new game. Alright, now one of the things that I mentioned in other streams and was that I have a I've got a specific type of color blindness. It's difficult to discern similar colors. So I'm looking at this Batman logo and I'm like, I can't see it. I cannot see it. Even with the brightness turned all the way up, I cannot see the Batman logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just assuming that turning the brightness all the way up will help me out. I do want subtitles, and let's continue. Okay, normal difficulty. I know some people go for like the ultra hard. I like games that are challenging, but I don't like games that are so challenging that I have problems with it, because I'm here to have fun. So I almost always play normal, at least for my first playthrough. This game supports autosave, and this icon will appear whenever the game data is being saved. Please do not turn off your game or your computer while this is happening. Makes sense. So we have an extensive cutscene. I have played this game before. I'm not going into it blind. That said, the last time I played this game was, forever ago. I can't remember. What year did this game came out? Bad grammar. What year did this game come out? I don't remember, but that was about the last time I played it. On top of it all, I'm playing it now on PC when I played it the first time on an Xbox. So the control systems are going to be different. I'm going to be learning the game again. What's that sign? Hitchhikers may be escaping bases. Yeah. Be on the lookout.
Stand back, fool! I've got a bomb! Huh? All right.
Mark Hamill is the Joker. I personally think Mark Hamill's performance as the Joker in Batman the Animated Series and Justice League Unlimited, and of course this game and its sequel, are the best Joker performances ever. And I know people are like, oh, well, Heath Ledger. Yeah, Heath Ledger was amazing, but I gotta hand the trophy to Mark Hamill. It's kind of like how Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman here, is the best Batman actor ever.
Hey, Sharpie. Love what you've done with the place.
That's Walden Shop to you. Bowles!
Yo, Frankie! How's the wife and kids? You miss me?
Shut it, clown! A lot of people here really want to talk to you.
So,
really? I don't mind.
just as a warning, there will be spots where
Not
there's a
so
lot going
tight,
on
boys.
screen,
You'll crease the suit.
and
Get that
I'll be
filthy
quiet
degenerate out of
during
here.
heavy dialogue
Warden,
scenes.
something's not right. I'm going with him.
This game has a great storyline, and I want to enjoy the storyline. So there are going to be times when I'm basically
Is
shutting
Commissioner
down.
Gordon here?
Yes, sir.
He's waiting for you down at patient handover. He got here just before you did.
Sharpie loves his cameras. Hey, Sharpie, you getting my good side? Ah, but they're all good, aren't they?
I want him securely locked away this time. Another escape.
Look at all this new security. How's the guy supposed to break out of here?
New patient in the intensive treatment lobby. All non-essential staff to vacate the area.
Oh, it's always nice to return to my sweet little hacienda.
That's actually an in-joke that a lot of people aren't going to get. In the 70s, there was a very short-lived Joker series, and they gave him a secret lair under Arkham Asylum.
I prefer
called
the good old cavity, sir.
Hacienda.
Much more personal.
Got a red light. Multiple prohibited items.
I want Joker searched again.
It's not the patient.
Ooh, would you sneak in with your bats? Come on, tell me. Batarangs, bat claws, ooh, bat smacks.
Scan is green on Joker.
Open the gate. Get him out of there.
I want weapons on him at all times. Do not let him out of your sight.
There'll be time enough for you later, Cash.
Probably in the last 2 hours. There seems to be...
Need to take my temperature? I'd be happy to drop my pants.
Just as a piece of interesting trivia.
Get him out of here.
He's
good. Get the door open.
The voice actor playing this particular medical person, this guy here,
Scared the crap out of me.
is a guy named Keith Zarabaja.
Shoot to kill permissions granted.
Keith
You heard the
Zarabaja
lady.
is
We got
a
another psycho
longtime
on the
character
way.
actor. He does voice work. He does live face work.
Can you smell the
He's been in
excitement
just
in
about
the air?
everything.
Who?
To give you an idea, this
Must
is
have
not
been one
his
of the
first
guards,
encounter
then.
with Batman.
Rocco boy! Is that you?
He was also in The Dark Knight, playing a police officer that was part of
Get ready.
Jim
Keep your
Gordon's
weapons trained
Special
on it
Task
at
Force
all times.
in the film The Dark Knight. He was one of the cops. He was in fact the cop that gets left with the Joker when everybody else rushes off to try and rescue Harvey Dent.
What's it doing?
and Rachel Dawes. He's the cop that gets left behind in the room with the Joker. I will hunt you
down. Get that animal under control.
A toy collar won't stop me from killing you, Batman. I'll rip you apart. Eat your bones.
That reminds me. I really need to get me some new
Okay,
shoes.
move up.
Hold tight.
How come they let Batman pass security?
Whee! Great night for a party.
Not where you're going.
The night is young, Bats. I still have a trick or two up my sleeve. I mean, don't you think it's a little bit funny how a fire at Blackgate caused hundreds of my crew to be moved here?
I thought I told you to stay quiet.
Oh, Frankie, you really should learn to keep that fat mouth of yours shut. It'll get you into trouble.
Remember
Tell me
that,
something.
folks.
You've never let me
Remember
catch you
that
this
threat.
easily. What are you really after?
Oh, nothing much. Hundreds dying in pain and fear. All their meaningless lives brought to a horrifying conclusion. All thanks to you and a book of matches. Was that the answer you wanted?
All patients should avoid contact with prisoners from Blackgate Prison Facility. Their presence...
What's he doing?
Stay where you are.
Get a flashlight. Get a light on him.
Presence in our institution is temporary.
What? Don't you trust me?
Must not be
Our
approached.
guest has arrived.
Ding, ding,
Intensive treatment lower floors are now at level red alpha.
So, you're back. You killed 3 of my crew when you busted out of here.
Only 3? I'll be sure to try harder next time. What say we aim for 100?
Long night, Jim?
Joker invades City Hall and holds the mayor hostage, leaving it to me to juggle SWAT teams, the media, and you. Yeah, it's been a hell of a night.
Hopefully the last one we'll ever have with him.
Yeah, right.
Hold it there. Sorry, Batman. Arkham staff only.
I assure you, if anyone's qualified, it's...
Listen, I appreciate the assistance, but he'll unsettle the more violent inmates.
I think he's talking about you, Bats. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome here. Gotta say, it's good to be back.
You okay?
He surrendered almost without a fight. I don't like it.
At least he's back where he belongs.
Get up! Now!
Joker's loose. Alert the warden.
The joke's on you.
That is why the Joker is actually a threat
Come on in.
when he fights the Batman.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously! Now let's get this party
Okay, so we immediately get into a fight scene. And
Ladies and maniacs,
I will admit,
I apologize for this interruption to your regular entertainment.
I thought
Seconds ago, I killed everyone in the room except my cartoons. But then, well, you know how I do love a captive audience.
Don't let him hit you, you idiot!
I honestly thought when I started playing this game I was going to be a lot more rusty.
I'm just warming you up, Bats. Fresh from Blackgate Correctional Facility, with a combined sentence of 752 years. Ding, 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 it's round 2! Sorry, Bats, you gotta run! I've got places to go, people to slay.
But it turned out that most of them maybe, I don't know. Because I'm remembering how to do all the combos.
The system's jammed. We're stuck in here. Joker's in full control of the security gates.
I'll find a way out. Gordon, try and contact the warden. Let him know what's happened. I'll be back.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Bats.
I'm in control of the asylum. You're not going anywhere I don't want you to. Understand?
Now,
if you think I'll let you run...
Always with the hero speed. Ooh, I'm getting bored of watching you. Why don't you just come find me?
right, okay. Now that that challenge has been made,
You know it's a trap.
Of course it is.
I wanted to talk about the Riddler trophies and the other side challenges. I am going to do them as I come across them. However, I'm primarily going to be concentrating on the main storyline, at least until I get to a point where I might as well just finish off everything in a particular area. Now, let's look at the character bio. Batman. When his parents were gunned down in front of him, young Bruce Wayne resolved to rid Gotham City of the criminal element that took their lives. He trained extensively to achieve mental and physical perfection. In addition to mastering martial arts, detective techniques, and criminal psychology, dressing as a bat to prey on the criminal fears, Batman fights crime with the aid of specialized gadgets and vehicles operating out of his secret Batcave below Wayne Manor. This is stuff we all knew, of course. Joker. An insanely homicidal supervillain, the Joker's white skin, green hair, and blood-red lips belie the chaotic nature underlying his cartoonish appearance. The self-styled clown prince of crime has no superpowers beyond a capacity for incredible violence and a skill at creating deadly mayhem. He frequently concocts elaborate schemes to entrap his arch-nemesis, Batman. Quincy Sharp has been running Arkham Asylum for the past 3 years, has dedicated his life to restoring to sanity the so-called supervillains that plague Gotham City. He is currently campaigning to become the next mayor of Gotham. To facilitate this campaign, he has instigated stringent new security and experimental research policies at Arkham. Police Commissioner James W. Gordon dedicated his career to cleaning up the corruption in the Gotham City Police Department, a goal he has come a long way towards accomplishing. He's been equally tough on crime, and in the pursuit of making Gotham City safe for all citizens, Gordon has forged an uneasy alliance with Gotham's other top crime fighter, the mysterious vigilante known as Batman. And finally, the Riddler. With an obsessive-compulsive need for attention, Edward Nygma is determined to be the most outlandish of Gotham City's criminals, concocting elaborate series of clues and riddles around his crimes. Batman has proven a worthy opponent, capable of deducing the Riddler's plans, but Nygma is dedicated to creating a mystery the Dark Knight will not be able to solve in time. Something interesting about the Riddler, at least in the comic books, is that he's one of the few of Batman's bad guys who know that Batman is actually Bruce Wayne. The reason why he hasn't spread this news everywhere is because he takes the view that a riddle that everybody knows the answer to is a useless riddle. And since he is all about the riddles and the questions and the conundrums and the puzzles, he's not going to spread Batman's true identity, because where would be the fun in that? Hear it. Is it down the hallway? Probably down the hallway. Oh, it's right there. All right.
Everywhere that madman goes, death is sure to follow.
All patients should take their medication at the prescribed times each and every day.
Warning. Security breach in level B3. Warning. Security breach in level B2. Warning. Security breach in level B8. Warning. Security breach in level B1. Warning. Security breach in level B6. Warning. Security breach in level B4. Warning. Security breach in level B3. Warning. Security breach in level B.
Hold on just a second. There, let's turn this down just a touch.
Hey, Batman! Over here!
Oracle, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up?
Joker's escaped custody. He's running free in Arkham.
Do you need anything? Is my dad still there?
Commissioner Gordon is safe. Joker's not far ahead. I'll stay in contact.
Okay, and we had a new character bio. And that's Oracle. The daughter of Gotham City's police commissioner James W. Gordon, Barbara Gordon was forbidden by her overprotective father from joining the GCPD. Instead, she took on the identity of Batgirl and was a crime-fighting partner of Batman for years, but that all ended when the Joker shot her through the spine. Paralyzed from the waist down and confined to a wheelchair, Barbara adopted the new identity of Oracle and now aids the Dark Knight with her computer expertise, providing Batman with a constant stream of information in the field to aid his battle against crime. Now, this all happened in one of the really great Batman stories, Batman the Killing Joke. And what's important about this is that DC Comics, by putting Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair and yet showing her continuing her crusade against crime as Oracle, it gave disabled kids a hero that they could identify with. I mean, you know, she was in a wheelchair. And as a disabled person myself, I can say that's important. You know, we hear it all the time, you know, about how kids should deserve to see heroes who look like them. Well, here's one for the kids in the wheelchairs. Now, the problem is, several years ago, DC Comics decided to revamp their entire lineup. They were going to go with a more modern, more inclusive, more, let's be honest, more woke lineup. And they figured that the best way to do one of those was to bring back several of their female heroes. And one of the female heroes they brought back was Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. So suddenly Barbara Gordon, out of nowhere, was no longer in a wheelchair. She was no longer paralyzed from the waist down. You know, and while, okay, fine, she's Batgirl again, they took away pretty much the only disabled hero DC Comics had in their entire lineup. Hi, Tank. I'll be honest, I haven't installed it yet. I need to rearrange my entire computer set to put that new monitor in. I'm moving my computer out of the hole. I'm going to bring it up. I'm moving one of my monitors here and there. I've got to find room for everything that was on my desk already. But I'm going to do it. And I do appreciate you giving me that monitor. Empress Tank, for those of you watching the video, actually gave me a monitor. And she's a sweetheart, and I love her. All right. But yeah, you know, like I was saying, DC Comics, they erased a disabled hero, and you know, and it was a lot of people were like, "What the heck, DC?" You know, I mean, having female heroes is important. Don't get me wrong, but they literally decided that it would be better to have one more. You know, they've got Wonder Woman, they've got Power Girl, they've got Supergirl, they've got, you know, Hawkwoman. They've got a dozen female heroes. So they decide to erase the one disabled hero to have one more. A lot of disabled comic fans were like, what the hell? So anyway, let's get back to the game. You're sweet. You're very sweet, Tank. I love you. Just so you know what's going on, anybody who's going to watch this later or who's watching the video without being in the chat room, Tink and I are cousins. So let's see. Let's talk to Zach Franklin.
Thank God. It's Zaz. He's got Mike. He's strapped in the chair. Zaz has totally lost it.
Wait
is
here.
Mike strapped in the
You
chair?
can't.
Or is
He'll
Zaz
kill Mike if
in
he
the
sees
chair?
anyone trying
Now,
to get
I
close.
know the answer, but
He won't see me.
Think about what you're doing, Zaz!
Okay. There's a reason this door is open, and that's because we're supposed to go up here.
Keep away, or this little piggy fries.
Now, Victor Zsasz is one of the darker and grittier villains that Batman has. Basically, Victor Zsasz came from a period where DC Comics and the writers of Batman have basically realized that Batman,
I see anyone coming close, and he
more
dies.
Adult hero should have darker and more adult villains. So instead of a costume
Zsasz
character,
has got
they
my
created
buddy.
a serial
He's
killer.
gonna fry him. Do something, please.
Keep him occupied. I need to get behind him. I've
Okay,
got to get
Victor
close
Zsasz
enough to
character
Zaz to
bio.
strike. He'll...
A true sociopath, Zsasz grew up in a life of ease, but nonetheless became a serial killer. Indiscriminate in his prey, body count is the only thing that matters to Zsasz. He takes pleasure in arranging the corpses of his victims in lifelike poses before carving a mark for each of his victims on his own body. He is saving a special spot for the Batman.
See me coming on the ground, so I'll stay up high.
So I need to stay up high.
These old gargoyles should be able to support my weight if I grapple up to them.
Now, I'm not going to complain too hard about this, but I'd like to point out that we're looking at gargoyles on the inside of a building. Okay, we'll get behind Zsasz. That's Zsasz there. And he is our target. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. But that's okay. Did you see all the scars on his body?
Someone put this animal back in his cell.
All those scars represent a victim.
Can you
He's
hear
got
me?
dozens and
Is
dozens
this
of
thing
them.
on? Oh, hiya, B-Man. Harley Quinn here. How do you like my new uniform? Pretty hot, huh?
This is, in my opinion, one of the best outfits they ever put Harley in, and I'm not saying it because it's, you know, a doily dress, but I think it's just a good design. I mean, for the character.
Old Sharp has never been happier.
And of course,
In case you ain't figured it out,
a lot of
today's
people
the
who are
Joker's
aware of
big
the character
homecoming,
today,
and you're the guest
what they don't realize
You
is
have
that
one
Harley
chance
Quinn
to
did not
surrender,
originate
Quinn.
in the Batman comic books.
perhaps,
Harley
but
Quinn
no
originated
doubt.
in the
Now
1990s
inmates are
Batman
running
animated
the
series,
asylum. Well,
you know, the
technically, the
cartoons.
Joker's goons shipped him from Blackgate, but you get
They
the idea. Bye-bye for now.
Specifically created her for the cartoons, and she became so popular that they added her to the comic
Picking
books.
this up?
Oracle, I'm here.
Arkham Asylum just vanished off the network.
He's in control of the security system. He's probably isolated it from the grid.
That's not all he's done. All police feeds are reporting he's placed bombs all over Gotham. Says he'll detonate them if anyone sets foot on Arkham Island. It's being suppressed at the moment, but the story will break any time now.
He's lying. It's just a diversion to keep people away.
How do you know?
I know him.
The room's locked down.
Okay. Let's take a look at Harley's character bio. An Arkham Asylum psychiatrist assigned to treat the Joker, Dr. Harleen Quinzel instead became obsessively fixated on her patient, believing herself to be in love with him. She helped him escape confinement and took on her own criminal identity as Harley Quinn. Quinn is a violent and unpredictable felon whose only motivation beyond general mayhem is achieving the Joker's approval. Because of his cruel and mercurial nature, this in some ways makes her just another of his victims, albeit a very dangerous one. That's an important thing to note. She's a psychiatrist. She's not a psychologist. She's not a psychotherapist. She's an actual psychiatrist, which means she is a medical doctor who specializes in the physical damage of the brain that causes behavioral and emotional damage.